Hello, I'm Dr. Young, and I'm your instructor for Philosophy 175, Symbolic Logic. And what I'm going to do now is tell you about the syllabus and tell you a bit about the course so you know how to get started. Right? So I'm going to share the screen here, right? And this is that, there we are, right? This is kind of what it should look like for you. And you see there's the first model, introduction, schemes, statements, worlds. All right, these are words you don't understand except for introduction, but they're going to be explained in this video and also in the text. So there's the intro video. That will be this video. It's not there yet because, you know, still making the video now. Quiz types, let's get into that. Now, hello. Yes, here we are. The course contains two kinds of online quizzes, and I made a special note of this because it gets confusing for some people. So there are credit quizzes which count towards your grade, and they come at the end of each module. And when you take them, it'll be out of 10. You only get one shot at the quiz, and that's what counts against grade. But before you do that, you should take the practice quiz. Practice quizzes, see it's mentioned there, which are taken as many times as you like, which are the same kind of quiz, so practice. And that makes it easier. I had a fella call me, send me an email last semester and say, Dr. Young, I'm not doing very well on the quizzes. I don't know what to do, help. And I said, well, how are you doing on the practice quizzes? And he said, oh, I'm not taking the practice quizzes. I'm like, I didn't say that to him, but I said to him, well, you know what, try taking the practice quizzes before you take the regular quizzes. And he did. And he seemed to, you know, it seemed to be a benefit to him. So take that practice quiz. Even if you think it's a waste of time, it's probably not a waste of time. So you take the practice quiz. It doesn't count to your grade, but it improves your grade by making the regular quiz easier, right? Yeah. Trust me, it's really important to do that kind of practice. Okay, requirements and scoring. It's very simple. There are 13 credit quizzes, which are in the modules, and you have 3 exams. 2 are midterms and 1's a final. So basically you take 4 or 5 modules, then there's a midterm, then a few more modules, then there's another midterm, and then a few more miserable modules, and you take another exam, and it's the last exam, and you're all done. All right. The quizzes well, the exams will cover the same things as the quizzes, but they'll be worth more points, so it's important, right? And there's 13 modules, 10 points each, 130 points, 3 exams, 300 points, total of 430, see that there? 90% is an A, 80% is a B, blah, 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 blah. Now here's an important thing. Canvas works funny in the grade book. If you skip a quiz, don't skip any quizzes, do all the quizzes. But if you happen to skip a quiz or you get behind on the quizzes, Canvas goes, well, they don't count. That's not part of your grade. I'll show you that you're getting, you know, if you take one quiz and get 10 out of 10 and do nothing else, Canvas will say you're getting 100%, you're passing, but really that's failing. So don't be fooled. Do not trust Canvas to accurately tell you your running grade. I'm going to highlight that again. Don't trust Canvas to accurately tell you your running grade because Canvas will bugger it up. I'm going to try and make it give you an accurate grade, but don't rely on that. If you want to know how you're doing, send me an email and we'll talk. All right. Next thing. Come on, computer. Yeah, we got. All right. Here's a quiz. I want you to take this quiz while you're doing the thing. And the next page has the answers. All right, but don't look at the answers. Don't look at the answers because you gotta, you know, do the quiz on your own. Don't write down those answers, right? Okay, so this is a bit about the course content, and I'm just going to sketch over this. we're going to be studying something called symbolic logic, which is about something called deductive arguments, which are all very cut and dried. It either is or isn't. Regular real world arguments, science arguments, and things like that are not so cut and dried. It's like probable this, probable that. But in deductive arguments, very cut and dried. So it's kind of like math, and it's kind of like word puzzles. If this, then, and it was this, and that, and then finally it's a banana, or whatever it is. A lot of people have trouble adapting to symbolic logic, to deductive arguments. So I'm going really slowly. I'm doing a little bit each week. We're not going to get deeply into deductive logic. If you like deductive logic, I'll give you some references to books, and there are other classes you can take, and you can repeat deductive logic up at the university and get really more into it. I'm just doing enough so you know what it's like and how it works, and taking it easy steps so that you can master it. We're going to meet twice a week. And that twice a week, I'm not really going to lecture. What I'm going to do is try and get a discussion going on these topics. So attendance at the Zoom sessions is required, but there's no penalty for missing. So if you miss a session, it won't hurt your grade. However, I really encourage you to show up for those Zooms and ask questions, or at least listen to the discussion. And I will be calling on people. So that you see this stuff thinking through, because it's one of those things that's kind of easy, but it's easy to understand once you're used to it and once you've got it's clicked. But sometimes it takes a while to click. A lot of people, it feels like you're trying to do something else, and then it's like, no, it's not like that. It's like that. Everything is very literal, for instance. Don't try to figure out what I'm trying to say. Just pay attention to what I'm saying. So here's the first thing. This is called a scheme, and it's just a list of symbols with meanings assigned to them temporarily. So we could just arbitrarily say, B means X is a bear, X is a cat, right? And these are called predicate letters. I'm not going to test you on the terminology. I just want you to be able to master it, right? There are object letters and things like this, and it makes us make statements like BA means King Arthur is a bear, because if you look at the scheme, X is a bear, B something, X is a bear, and if you substitute A for the X, it's like, all right. So you'll have time to go over this pretty easily, and go over this when you read the module. And I will lecture on this, right? I will put up a better. Oh yeah, there's going to be a video on this. It's not ready yet, so that's why there's no video here. So I haven't made it yet. I will, I promise. Right. Here's a practice quiz. Here's another scheme. See that? If you have D something, X is a direct, right? And this is a practice quiz. It won't count to your grade, but it'll help you do a lot better on the final quiz. That's why we practice. So there you could take the quiz, right? So you do that. All right. Next, we go into this thing of worlds, and you have these pictures there. The thing about this is, if A stands for King Arthur and B is all the bears, and notice, look, there's this circle, and the A and the B are both inside the B circle, and B is in the C circle and the B circle, but A is outside of the C circle. So in this world, King Arthur is a bear, Bill Clinton is a bear, but while Bill Clinton is a cat, is also a cat, King Arthur is not a cat. Does that make sense? Well, we'll read it and it'll make sense, hopefully. Okay. We can discuss it. It'll be another video, right? Truth value, right? Truth value is if they say King Arthur is a bear, it is true that King Arthur is a bear. That's the way we do it in symbolic logic. It's just very simple. And you can see there in this world, right? BA is true, BB is true, CA is false, and CB is true. And we don't have to really remember the meanings of the words at this point. We've got the world, we've got the symbols, and we can abstract. If you want to think about it as saying, Bill Clinton is a bear, Bill Clinton is a cat, right? You can, but you can also think of it as just, okay, CB is true, right? So, well, that's actually it. I'm going to do another video about that truth value thing. And when you've done that, there will be a practice quiz, right? And the questions in this quiz are going to be a lot like the questions in the 4-credit quiz. Right. Oh, there's the Zoom invite, right? After you do the practice quiz, I want you to do the practice quiz before you do the bi-weekly Zoom. There's the link to that. That should take you to the Zoom. There's also, oh, by the way, you see over here? Oh, I can't select it. Oh, well, yeah, you see the square on that Cypress Zoom? Click on that and you should get to the Zoom. Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9:45 a.m. until all questions answered. We'll have a discussion and you can ask me questions and I'll give answers and we'll talk about things. And if you got it pat and once you've got everything down pat, you get to the next thing in Canvas and you have this quiz. And when you've taken the quiz, you're done with the module. You do the next module and the next one and the next and the next. Then you take an exam and do that again for another exam, do that again, and then you're done with the course. Right, so that's the everything there. Oh. See, it went dark, right? I'm shooting this at night. All right, so get closer. Right. So to recap, this is going to go very slowly. It's going to go very slowly and carefully. You have plenty of time to do the studying, to understand things, and we will have the Zoom. I want you to be ready to take the credit quiz as much as possible when we get to the Tuesday Zoom. And I want to answer any questions and discuss and so on. If you are not ready by the Tuesday Zoom, we have the Thursday Zoom. And if that doesn't work, you'll be able to take the quiz on Friday. And I actually intend to leave the quizzes open a little bit longer than that so that people can catch up. But I want you actually do like 9 hours a week studying and taking quizzes and work week by week by week, really trying to keep up. Okay then. Have at it. Yeah, good. Go for it.